What's up, everyone? Welcome to Franken Game Jam 2020. Unfortunately, COVID made our soup a bit sour this year, but yeah, we're still gonna have an amazing online jam after we unfortunately had to cancel all of our offline locations. I'm confident that 2021 will be better. I want to thank Media Lab Ansbach, IGZ in Bamberg, the Zukunft Coburg Digital in Coburg, Einstein 1 in Hof, and Haus des Spiels in Nürnberg, as well as also the Medienwissenschaft in Bayreuth, who would have all been able to provide offline locations this year if COVID wasn't around. Unfortunately, that didn't work out this year, so we're gonna have to do it online, but we're gonna do it good. So the most important thing I want to ask of all of you for the online jam is be active on social media. Post your progress, #JamFranken2020, and also be active on the Discord server as well. Post your progress there. We just want to get that atmosphere of creativity going, which is so important, I think, for game jams, and really is the thing which, lifts this experience. I've been around game jams just working on my own projects, right? I've been working on some term papers even during a game jam because the creative atmosphere really pushes you. So I would like to have that atmosphere, if possible, also in this online context. So #JamFranken, #JamFranken2020, get to it. We will be doing our best to also support this. One is you can win actually some merchandise, which we will send to you. For example, this Franken Game Jam 2020 t-shirt right here. We will be giving away some of those to people who are very active on social media, and also a Franken Game Jam COVID mask, like this one here. Check it out. Ain't it nice? Yeah. So we will be giving some of these away. And we will be also streaming. So we will be streaming tomorrow at 3 p.m. and also 6 p.m. and then on Sunday in the morning at 9 a.m. and then again for the final presentation of everyone's games at 6 p.m. You definitely want to join the stream on Sunday at 6 p.m. because that will be a really cool presentation and see what everyone has managed to make. Then I want to give a shout out to Computerspielakademie, who are making a prize for everyone who's under 27 and from Bavaria. So if you're a young developer from Bavaria, you can hand in game concepts and prototypes there, and you can actually win some real money. The deadline is November 11th. So if you have a personal project, or if you are really have something cool you thought about in this game jam, during this game jam, then please go ahead and hand in at Computerspielakademie. They will be very happy to receive your entry. This obviously, again, wouldn't have been possible without our awesome sponsors, our Golden Diamond sponsors especially, which this year are Modifiers in television, the Media Lab Ansbach, it would be Colibri Games and Zipsoft. These companies are helping us, even though COVID is sort of, changing the event a bit, but still we are very happy that they stayed with us and that they are supporting us, with the marketing budget and also getting all of this merchandise. Opias providing the t-shirts, so that was really nice of them. Our two diamond sponsors, Opias and Intellivision, also have two short video messages for you, which I will show you now.
Herzlich willkommen zum Franken Game Jam 2020. Es ist uns eine große Ehre, diese tolle Veranstaltung offiziell unterstützen zu dürfen. Wir wünschen euch viel Spaß bei der Entwicklung der Spiele. Diese Konsole namens Intellivision Amigo kommt im April 2021 und als kleiner Vorgeschmack hier Searching for Amigo. April 2021. Macht's gut, bis dann. Tschüss.
Alright, thank you Upia Seine Television for sponsoring Franken Game Jam this year as our diamond sponsors. Now there's a couple of more people I have to thank. First one is Philomena Schwab. You will see her in a bit doing the theme announcement and keynote. And then the amazing team which helped out with Franken Game Jam this year. Isabella and Linus for carrying the social media. Amazing work. Karina for helping with the design, doing all of the Franken Game Jam designs. There was a bunch of additional work this year since we were producing more content. That was amazing that you helped. Tanya for coordinating the streaming, and Simon for helping with the online event, just being a general advisor and just using his experience to support this game jam. So I mean, the entire team isn't getting paid, we're not that big that we can pay anyone here, but it's such, amazing engagement just from everyone that I'm really thankful to have this team. And I mean, if you wouldn't mind, let's do it again next year, yeah? So, next year, sorry. That being said, I will now pass it off to our special guest and keynote speaker, Philomena Schwab. Take it away for the keynote and theme announcement. Happy jamming, everyone.
Hallo zusammen and welcome to this video for Franken Game Jam. My name is Philomena Schwab. I'm the co-founder of Strayphon Studio, a 10-people indie team based in Zurich, the co-founder of the Swiss Game Hub, the first co-working space and incubator for games in Switzerland, and a board member of the Swiss Game Developers Association. And I'm very honored to be here today to tell you about Franken Game Jam and the topic this year, which I'm sure you're very eager to hear, and I'm sure you're very eager to get started on your games. So let's hear what this year's topic is! And that was the topic announcement for this year. A very interesting choice indeed. What? You didn't catch any of that? You don't know what the topic is? Well, it's actually the very feeling you're feeling right now. Anticipation. Though your feelings might have shifted more towards annoyance by now, sorry. So let's brainstorm a bit about anticipation in video games. And I can assure you, anticipation is everywhere in video games and in board games. And just maybe as an example, when you play Tetris, you're anticipating what the next block will be that you get. Will it finally be the long one that allows you to clear all your rows? Or when you're playing as Mario and you're running and there's a very wide jump that you usually don't manage and there's an enemy nearby, you're anticipating whether you're actually managed to get across. Or there's even some monetizing methods in games that are pure anticipation. Just think about loot boxes, for example. I brainstormed a bit with some other game developer friends of mine, and we tried to come up with some interesting examples of anticipation in games, and we have found quite a few, and maybe some of them will be an inspiration for you when you start with your Game Jam game now. So there's different kinds. One of them, for example, is anticipation in visuals and in animation. And I think a great example for this is Dark Souls or also Monster Hunter, where it's really about watching the monster, how is it moving, and really anticipating where the strike of its tail will fall next, and you jump in just the right minute and you attack. And this is all beautifully shown in the visuals by anticipating animations of the enemy. Or also visual or level design wise. You have many games where when you get closer to a boss fight, you're kind of starting to anticipate that something big is about to happen. For example, in Doom, where you suddenly get a lot of ammunition in a room and you feel like, the next one might be a boss room. There's also anticipation in game mechanics. There are many examples. Strategy and board game-like games do this a lot. Things like Age of Empires, or just imagine the map in Total War, where you're anticipating where your enemy will strike next and where you're planning out your strategy. Also, music and rhythm games have a lot of anticipation mechanics where you really need to think like, okay, when's the next beat going to strike? You need to start feeling and anticipating the notes of the song in order to really get to that high score. Another example is a game that our studio published and that some friendly developers of ours worked on. It's called Retimed, and in this case, anticipation is really the game mechanic, because it's a game that basically tries to mimic the Matrix moment. So, you know, when Neo is trying to get shot, he does this one and slowly evades the bullets. And in Retimed, it's really all about taking these moments, slowing down time, and this anticipation or not, whether you will be hit and whether the other one gets a point, becomes the focus of the game and really stretches out for as long as possible. Then there's also some games we found, for examples, that have anticipation as a narrative topic. So a friend of mine made a game jam game, I think last year, where she made a game where you are basically standing in a queue and you're waiting to get into the club. And you hear this music pumping and you feel like, oh, everybody's very excited and wants to go in there. And the only thing you can actually do in the game is take one step forward once the row is moving. And that's all you do for minutes and hours, and you never actually know if you will get into the club. So this is actually a game about FOMO, fear of missing out, which is, in my opinion, a variant of anticipation. Or maybe you know the game The Longing from Studio Seufz, which is a German studio, which is about you being a servant and you have to wait for the return of your king for 400 days. So the whole game is just about anticipating when your king is finally going to wake up and what you are going to do with your time meanwhile. And I'm sure you have lots and lots of ideas too, what you could do with this topic. And since we all know what the topic is now and have some brainstorming ideas, let's also see what the modifiers are. This year's modifiers are, first off, sponsored modifiers. Sharp Ear, sponsored by Intellivision. Allow the player to anticipate the rival's enemy's action by using the left or right stereo channels. Second sponsored modifier, Farm Fun, sponsored by Upyears. Make a game that features farming or animals. And our modifiers are predictable control schemes. The player should be able to play without the game telling him or her the controls. Division. The game should have mechanics which should not be as anticipated by the look. Then, when we had this example before, anticipation animation. Every action in the game must be anticipated by an animation or other particle effect. And finally, anticipative foreshadowing. The player character knows more about the game than the player. That's already all from my side, I think. Maybe just one more thing. Once you're done with your Game Jam game, consider to not just put it away in a drawer and continue with your life, but really think about why not maybe just upload it for free on itch.io and see if there are some people out there who actually like it. My whole game development career has started with me putting a school project online and people just liking it and started to talk about it, and then from there we build up a whole studio. So I really recommend you take your game and you show it to the world. And I hope you will have a very, very cool game jam. Thank you, bye!